How much money can I make? Let's say you're considering the purchase of a franchise. During the investigation process, you ask the franchisor, how much money can I make? His or her answer is that he can't tell you. Is he lying? Not exactly. The early history of franchise sales in the United States contained many instances of abuse when unjustified or misleading earnings claims were used to sell franchises. In 1979, Congress passed legislation authorizing the FTC to regulate the franchise industry to try and stop any such bad practices. The current FTC rules do not forbid a franchise company from supplying information about the earnings that can be achieved in their business. They do, however, have stringent rules on how this information can be given to a prospective franchisee. This is one of the real quandaries of investigating most franchise opportunities. You're not about to invest until you know how much you can earn. But at the same time, the franchisor probably has the best data to answer the question accurately, but they usually won't tell you a thing. Basically, any franchise that wants to provide this information must put it in writing in their franchise disclosure document. It is essential for the franchisor to make sure that the data provided is as accurate and non-misleading as possible. And they need to clearly label any assumptions or qualifications on the data provided. Assuming they meet these two requirements, they are free to provide whatever earnings information they want to a prospective franchisee in terms of sales, expenses, cash flow, and income. Since it's this easy, it begs the question of why more franchisors don't do it. The answer really is twofold. First, producing an earnings claim does not involve effort and expense of the franchisor. Second, the results, given that they have to be accurate and non-misleading, may not be attractive enough to assist in the recruiting of new franchisees. If that's the case, having the FTC to hide behind gives a ready excuse to keep this accurate data from prospective franchisees. If a franchise does not provide an earnings claim in their FDD, the best source of information to find out how much money you can make is the existing franchisees of the system. Call them and ask. Make sure that you select enough franchisees at random to get a clear idea of the averages and ratings for each earnings in the system. Once you have an idea of the range of earnings for a franchise, your next question will be, what is a reasonable level of earnings for a franchise business? I think most experts would answer this question relative to the amount of total investment required by the franchise. Though this is often not the case in franchising, you would probably expect the income to increase as the investment required by the franchise increases. A good rule of thumb is that you can earn 10 to 15% on your money over time in a totally passive investment. Since most franchises require that you invest your time as well as your money, you should expect a significantly higher return than the level in order to justify this investment. This higher return will also offset the higher risk involved in this type of investment. You should look for earnings of at least 30% of your total investment on an annual basis to consider any franchise as having a reasonable return. You should expect to reach the level at the latest by the third year of operation of the business. And as mentioned, if you're ever interested in any franchise business opportunities, please give me a ring at 713-309-6776 or email me at agoldman@franchisecoach.net for a free franchise consultation.